Hello, my time to go live today. I have, I have an experience to share. Something quite funny happened to me today, which got me thinking about lots of things. My children and I are planning to have a kind of bake sale. We're planning to bake some gluten-free nice food because that's what I do well, and we're planning to go to the local market and sell these. And the idea really is to do a sort of homeschooling project because my kids struggle quite a lot with maths, and we thought it would be just a nice way of doing practical maths and getting an experience of what it is to spend money to make something and then see if we can get our money back and hopefully make a bit more and make a profit. So Switzerland is quite a regulated place. There's quite a lot of rules, and it's quite complicated to get an authorization. And to cut a long story short, today I had to meet I had to go sort of to the local town administration building, and I had to go sort of for a little interview really, where I had to explain what our project is, what we're going to sell, and so on and so forth. And the man was very nice, quite official, quite stern. And he was telling me all these things and these rules and what I had to think about and what I could do and what I couldn't do and the times and all that stuff. And the first thing I really noticed was I started to panic. And I started to feel, oh my goodness, can I really do this? It's suddenly made it sound very complicated. And of course I'm going to go and do it. But my initial reaction was really to be quite worried and quite scared that I wouldn't be able to do this. And there suddenly seemed to be lots and lots of obstacles in the way of success. And as I came out of the office, I thought, hold on a minute, Sophie. I mean, this is something you do every day. I mean, I bake more or less every other day. And it's not very complicated. All I have to do is bring a table and set up a stall and spend a few hours selling this. It's not that difficult. But I really noticed how I sort of had to calm myself down in a way. And this again made me think of business. And it made me think, if I'm worried about doing something that really is something that I'm so used to doing in my everyday life, and that should really not scare me at all, how much more scary is it to be on this online journey and do all these things that I've never done before? And it made me go a bit easy on myself. And I thought I wanted to share this because any of you who are scared or worried or nervous about doing something new, I really think it's very, very normal. So that was the first thing I wanted to share with you. And the second bit of the story is really funny because as my dog is having a bit of a fit. I have to let her go out. Poor dog. Go out, Chips. Yeah, so the second funny bit of this story is once the man told me, of course it was fine, I had this authorization and all that stuff. Then he proceeded to question me a little bit about homeschooling, because I'd said that this was a homeschooling project we had. And he said, oh, so you homeschool? And he asked a few questions. And my first reaction was, oh, there you go. You know, when you homeschool, you get questions all the time. And it does get really annoying and really, tiring. But the next thing he said was, it's great. I'd love to homeschool my children, but we can't afford to do so. And yeah, there was a lot of things in that statement for me. We then continued to talk a bit about homeschooling, and I tried to encourage him. But the things from this very short conversations that came out for me were, I'm scared of going to sell my baked goods on the market. And in fact, he's also scared of something. He probably thinks that going to sell on the market is dead easy. And I think homeschooling my kids is dead easy. Well, sort of. And so we both have things we are kind of scared of. And the dog's driving me crazy. I can hear her scratching again. So I'm going to open the door again. Come back in, Chips. Come on. Yeah, so we all have our fears, don't we? And the question is, what do we do with these fears? Do we let them paralyze us and stop us from doing what we want to do? Or do we go ahead anyway and just do them? Do what we want to do? So that was my first thing. The other thing that went through my head was, wow, this is really a small world, because again, homeschooling is so rare in Switzerland, and that I should go to this official office to talk to this guy I have, from Adam or Eve, and that he should be interested in homeschooling. Hello, Kathleen. Yeah, that he should be interested in homeschooling is just such a coincidence that it really made me think, wow, life has a really funny way of working out. And of course, the last thing that went through my mind is the excuses that people make. What he said to me was, we'd love to homeschool, I'm completely convinced, but we can't afford it. And this is just another barrier that people put. I have heard this excuse over and over again. And, it really just is a barrier that people put. I mean, on paper, we can't afford to homeschool either, but we just do it anyway. I mean, we can't afford to have 4 kids either. I mean, we can't afford to, I don't know, there's lots of things we can't afford, but we just, it's, I don't know. I find I cannot think in those terms, it's just impossible. And I'm not judgmental of this poor guy. Homeschooling is frightening, and making this leap is frightening, so I understand. But it was just interesting to see how we put barriers in our way, and how we let these things stop us from doing things that could really change our lives. And what a shame it is. So I hope that in my small way I encouraged him on his way, and we'll see. I might have more to say in a few months, or I don't know if I'll ever hear from this man again. But anyway, so this was my afternoon. It was funny, and for some reason it encouraged me. I don't quite know why, but anyway. So I will stop now and say goodbye. Bye, Kathleen. Seeing you soon in a few months' time. And I'll say good night, good day to everybody, and see you tomorrow for number 100. I can't wait.